We hear this genealogy once a year right before Christmas. And sometimes on Christmas Eve, it's also a reading, but it's often omitted from our liturgies. And yet, it's important because it's our family history. It's our link to God and to one another. This genealogy is a problem because it's not filled with saints and perfect people. It runs the gamut from faithful servants to adulterers to murderers, from the great to the small, from those reveling in power to those trusting in God. And yet, this genealogy is where God's plan is set forth. And that is good news for you and for me. For the humanity of the saints and sinners and the life of God's love is the same way that we are part of God's overall plan of salvation. Let's not be fooled into forgetting just how messy the plan of salvation really is. But the flip side of digesting this real genealogy is that Christ redeems not just our best selves, or only the parts we are willing to call to mind and show to the world. Today we look to this genealogy for hope in our own lives and in our own families. Hope that as it ambles on, the power of God prevails therein. This genealogy ends with Joseph, and Joseph is our link. The angel gives him the hope that we pray for in our own lives as part of this legacy. First, to be not afraid and to trust in God's love. Don't be afraid of our history and our heritage. Don't be beige, but stand for something. Second, to take Mary into your house, to allow the Blessed Mother to live as a part of our lives every day. And in that spirit of Joseph, to trust in what God calls us to make Mary a part of our own homes. And last, Joseph is told again and again, God is truly with you. And to recognize the power of God with us, Emmanuel, God with his people. So we look to our family history, and we're grateful to God today for that. Because in the midst of saints and sinners, in the midst of the dividing line of saint and sinner in each and every one of us, we trust in the power of God and the glory of the Incarnation.